Now watch what I do. I disagree with him coming up on this dog, which is just essentially something he wants. It's the same as the food, it's just more intense because he wants it more. Look what I do. He's got his hair spiked because he knows this guy. This guy calls a fight because he's disrespectful. So take down the intention, give him the smell, but I mediate that. This is real stuff here. You want to know why? Because I am essentially being a hybrid of a dog-human type thing. I'm a human and I behave like a human, but I'm in the mind of a dog. My mind is dog. So that means I'm retaliating quick. I'm not asking a bunch of times. That's my rule. If you break it right now, a dog will correct you. A dog will bite you. I will bite you. He knows it. He believes me. Because I'm being honest. Right?
Dominant.
So he's listening to me. Well, they got something to figure out, right? And I'm here to say, I can stop that conversation. Here's how this can go. I can stop it. So that I do it here first, so then by the time we get to the streets, it's not a new conversation. He knows I'm saying, that dog's mine, that dog's mine. I'm coming at the angle of it's mine. Not because I don't want you to because it's rude, it's because don't touch that because it's mine. That works with these types of dogs, because they follow hierarchy. And if he's below me, he will do his part. Good, and he gets rewarded. In nature, that's called, you get fed, and you get all the, you get shelter. You get my approval. That should be enough. That should be enough. And when that's not enough, we got an entitled dog. Whether or not, other trainers say they train them up with toys and food. That's not going to create this level of respect. I wish it would, but it won't. It will get compliance as long as you have something to offer the dog. This gets compliance without something to offer the dog, other than saying good boy, and it works, and it's reliable. But it's very difficult to do, and it's dangerous, and you can get bit, and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, right? Okay, good. Good. Now watch what I do here. They haven't met yet, remember? Rig 9. Come here. That's right, you don't pee on that. Come on, just because he did. That's my boy. Love you, bud. What's he?
He has no idea how to approach a
But
dog.
look, he's slow because of the consequences. Just a touch on the butt. If he was going to redirect, he would hopefully be towards the whip. Good boy. Get that work done right here. See, I got to get that commitment before we stop that exercise. Like a recall. Keep blowing off that. Move. Tom, come here. Come here. Iro, come here. Baby boy. Baby. So the thing is he'll be released when I say break, but until I say that to him, he keeps walking away all he wants, but it's just going to be another recall rep. You see? So he wants out of the situation, so now he's trying other things. He's starting to realize I'm in control though, so he's buttering me up. The only way he knows how, he thinks jumping is socially appropriate, but he's starting to realize I don't like it. What he's going to realize here for this guy is I'm going to actually encourage a little bit more like relaxation. So if I see him sit or something like that, then I'll tell him he can go, which will hopefully start to settle in as if I come to you and relax, then that means I can go. The reward there is then being released. We don't have to use food, right? The reward is simply me allowing you to move again without a recall. You see how it works? You see how beautiful it is? So it keeps them in a conversation whether they want to or not, and you don't even have a leash in your hand, you know what I mean? Good. Now look at the relevance, the eye contact. It's all happening without a leash. Not saying that you shouldn't use a leash. I want you to see the beauty of just the recall. Good. Break. I didn't go for the full 6, but I wanted to reward that eye contact. Because he was recognizing that I am in control of when he gets to go free again, which is really half the battle. Okay? He's learning. Now we got a dog here. Briggy, free. Come on, back out. Look, less intensity. Look, less desire. See? This is good. And then that less desirable, he's not as into the dog, gets heavily rewarded with me. That's a good boy. That's the contrast. The reason why this matters now that I'm petting him, that he's not going after that dog, is because the contrast is, if you go over there, you get a correction and a recall. Right? So, my pet now means a hell of a lot more than it did if it didn't have the contrast of it could be a correction. Okay? All right? Good. And now he's learning what caused the correction. You want to know how I know he knows what happened there and what caused the correction? Because he's not doing what caused the correction. He understands that it's going up on the dog. Now, what he doesn't understand yet is how to go up on a dog and how to be social appropriately. That comes next, but right now I say don't go up on dogs at all, unless I say. And we haven't got to that part yet. Okay, so then when I can control that, now I can finally teach him how to go up on a dog. You can't teach him how to go up on a dog if you can't disagree with things, stop things, change things. All right, so now I'm just stopping it, and I'm in control of when he goes up on a dog and he doesn't do it unless I say. So that gives me control to teach now. But we're not done yet. We have another conversation to go with a guy like this. We need to get a young female out here and see what he does. First thing I'm doing is I'm correcting him for going up on her. Once that's done, he won't go up on her. Then I'll allow him to go up on her under my control. Or if he does go up on her, but he's somewhat appropriate, I'll wait for the hump. I'll wait for him to start to have dirty thoughts because I want to get to know his character. I want to get to know what he's about. And I know that I can recall him now. Okay, I'm confident that I can recall him. If he gets sexual thoughts and he starts to act on those sexual thoughts, I will then correct and submit him. And that could be a bit of a process. But the thing is doing it that way in his mind justifies why he's being submitted. It makes sense to him. He's humping a female in my pack. So that totally hits home. He knows what's happening. He's not confused. After that, what happens is the dog gives you the utmost respect. So after this process is when this dog will start listening to me. Okay? That's the layman's term. The response is very good. Generalizing that this just means dogs. And he's going to generalize it means stuff in general, just new things, people, places, things. Don't go up on them or don't have the desire to, because you're not allowed to unless your human invites you to do something directly. And that changes a dog like this. It takes all the problems away, because all the problem is that he sees something he wants and so he goes and does it. That on top of he's elevated all the time. So now he's not going to be doing the whole doing what he wants, he's going to be doing what you want. And then we're going to also be able to disagree with high levels of energy so we can keep him calm, which equals the best version of your dog. Okay? Look, good boy. And he needs to get rewarded for this. Okay? Look, because now he's like, okay, I'm doing it right. He needed, not just him, every dog does this. They need to test the boundaries as much as they need to. Some dogs, they just need one, you know? Some dogs need 3 experiences. Some dogs need to say, I need to fight as hard as I can to see if there's getting out of this and there's not. They all have it. He just had it, and now I feel a different dog, a more compliant dog, because he realizes, okay, all that stuff didn't work, but whenever I do what this guy says, it's not bad. He pets me, he says, good boy, when I'm hanging around with him. So he's like, I'm gonna start doing what he says. That's what happens. We create a follower. He literally just starts doing what I say. That's why it looks so good on camera, and because the dog's just listening now, because we didn't worry about training yet. Yeah, we did the recall to help us with communication. We worried about respect, and we worried about that relationship that I had with him. Trust and respect to the degree where now I can tell him to sit, and he does if he knows it. If I tell him to down, he does. He gives me everything he has, because now he respects me and trusts me. And he's decided to follow me, which makes me the leader, which is a heavy responsibility, right? I'm her leader. I can't let him go up on her and start humping her, right? And look, he's having those thoughts, isn't he? But wait, see, I told you if he goes up calmly, I'm going to let it go. That was good boy. That's good. That's amazing. Good boy. Good boy. He's gonna remember that one didn't get me corrected because I sniffed and then I air trailed while she was walking away. I didn't get up in her like he would have and just started salivating. And one of the reasons is because he believes that I have first dibs on her. I know, but I'm a dog. Like I said, that's what dogs think. He's like, well, that's his. Everything's now mine because that's what leaders are. It's a heavy responsibility, but when they can see you as if we step in this room and there's something nice on the floor, like a steak, and we're both hungry, I know that the leader's gonna get it first. But I also know that the leader's gonna take care of me and feed me and tell me what to do and make sure I'm full and make sure I'm taken care of. But I can't just go and start fucking with resources, which includes people, places, and things. Right? Dogs, squirrels, anything. It's all a resource is for him is something he wants. So now he's gonna get the things he wants when I tell him he can have it, but as soon as I say enough's enough, enough is enough, and that's what I get for going through these difficult conversations that nobody wants to have. Now I get the other side of the dog. Now the dog is going to bond with me, sorry honey, in a way that he never has bonded with somebody before, and that's just the truth. And I will be the first human to now show him, replicate, this is how you can treat humans. I'll break that species barrier, and he can see that he can follow a human to that degree. And then the owners can replicate what we do here, okay? And be his leader, and he'll be happy to follow, okay? Because he's got that pity in him too. I know it's in there. All right, so this has been a very impactful day one. It's very impactful.